What celebrity has skeletons in their closet that we have all just seemed to forget about? In 1992, Tupac was attacked by a mob of people threatening him because he had earlier said something negative about Marin City. It began to get violent, so he pulled a pistol. He was then punched, causing him to drop the pistol. Someone then picked it up and fired above the crowd to scare them away. The bullet hit a small kid riding his bike nearby, killing him. The gun was proven to belong to Tupac, but it was never proven if he was the one fire it. The director of the Jeepers Creepers franchise, Victor Slava, is a convicted child molester who filmed his assault of a child. These are the films that Victor Salva directed after being convicted of child molestation. 1995, The Nature of the Beast. 1995, Powder. 1999, Rites of Passage. 2001, Jeepers Creepers. 2003, Jeepers Creepers 2. 2006, Peaceful Warrior. 2011, Rosewood Lane. 2014, Dark House. 2017, Jeepers Creepers 3. R. Kelly married a 15-year-old girl, Alia, when he was 27. She was 14. The former king of Spain shot his brother when they were kids and killed him. Rodney Atkins, country singer, sings the song Watching You, tried to murder his wife by smothering her to death while his 10-year-old was watching and was cleared of domestic assault after he took anger management classes. His son, Eli, actually goes to my high school. He's a really cool dude, but he hates his dad and wants nothing to do with him. Matthew McConaughey got arrested for disturbing the peace once for getting really high and playing the bongos so loud at 4 AM that it woke up all his neighbors. Horrifying, I know. This is the palate cleanser I needed. Ted Nugent is a pedophile who openly fricked girls in elementary school while he was in his 20s and 30s, legally adopted his underage girlfriend, spread STDs to them, and found it funny. He even wrote songs about it, from his 1981 album. Well, I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to be true. I just know that you're probably clean. There's one little thing I gotta do to you. Jailbait, you look so good to me. Jailbait, won't you set me free? Jailbait, you look fine. 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 And I know I've got to have you in a matter of time. So tell your mama that I'm back in town. She likes us boys when it's time to get down. She's got this craving for the underage. I just might be your mama's brand new rage. One of his old bandmates reported that he'd get obviously underage girls drunk after shows and would slide his hands down their pants to comment on girls who didn't have pubic hair yet. Courtney Love recounted giving him a BJ when she was 12, and when asked about it he said, I don't remember. He's also just plainly a psychopath. When he dies and somebody buys his estate, they're gonna find a few skeletons of little girls. I remember when we used to care that Winona Ryder shoplifted a few things. Man, the world used to be tame. And in 2007 we all freaked out that Britney Spears shaved her head. The tabloids treat the insignificant stuff like it's a big deal, but they don't report on real horrors. Chris Albrecht, who runs Stars now, has a super abusive history, yet for whatever reason gets a free pass. He beat and choked a woman in a parking lot in Vegas, and apparently his thing is choking women when angry because he settled cases of doing it at work. Owen LeBron works with him on their series Survivor's Remorse, which is an apt name, and somehow nobody's written about this. He was at HBO till he got fired for all the women choking shenanigans. John Hamm nearly killed someone as a fraternity hazing event. The pledge was beaten, dragged by a hammer, and had his clothes set on fire. Hamm was a ringleader. Arrested, not prosecuted. Used a claw on the hammer to drag a guy by his balls. That's a little worse than just saying dragged by a hammer. Salman Khan is still enjoying his career even after running his car over 3 pedestrians. At first I thought you were talking about Sal Khan of Khan Academy. Arnold Schwarzenegger was notorious for fondling just about any female who came in range. He was nicknamed the Octopus. When a female reporter complained and outed him in an article, he had his agency retaliate against her by refusing to let any of their stars interview with her. Problematic for an entertainment journalist. In 2007, Boy George invited a male escort over for a photography session, then, without consent, handcuffed him to the wall, beat him with a chain and threatened him with adult toys. Auden Colson managed to free himself and ran to a police station in his underwear for help. So false imprisonment, assault and battery. He was sent to prison but now he's out. Boy George is still on TV. How? It always amused me that the BBC hired him for the voice. They're okay with that kind of criminal history, but Clarkson punches a producer and they go into meltdown. I'm not saying they shouldn't have let Clarkson go, but it's some strange priorities the BBC has there. Probably more relevant to British posters, but Leslie Grantham, famous for playing philandering pub landlord East End gangster Dirty Dan Watts on EastEnders, served 10 years of a life sentence for murdering a West German taxi driver during a bungled robbery whilst a soldier in 1966. CJ Demouy. For those who aren't familiar, in the UK there is a TV quiz contest called Eggheads in which a team of quizzers from the general public are pitched against the finest quiz brains in the ultimate team. Demouy was one of this team. In 2016 he wrote his autobiography in which he described punching a drug-addicted homeless guy into a canal in Amsterdam. Apparently this guy died and the Amsterdam police had been looking for the killer way back when it happened. As soon as he wrote it he was issued a European arrest warrant, but a Westminster court judge got him out of it as he hadn't been arrested in the UK. This is one of those incidents when you hear the story and just think, yeah, I can easily believe that. The guy is a grade AC. Don King curb stomped and murdered a guy that owed him money. He is free and rich, that's why he loves America so much. Everyone knows Don King is a tumor. The directors known as the movie Brats, Francis Ford the Godfather Coppola, Paul Taxi Driver Schrader, William Exorcist Friedkin, Martin Goodfellas Scorsese, Robert Mash Altman, etc. all beat women when they were young and coke-addled. These people went on to become powerful and critically beloved, so it was all brushed over. This is detailed in Easy Riders, Raging Bulls by Peter Biskind, which is a great book to read if you want to stop idolizing your favorite filmmakers. The only one who seems remotely pleasant is George Lucas. Tom Hanks once signed an email regards rather than best regards. Karl Malone impregnated a 13-year-old girl and refused to pay child support. A lot of people don't know truly how large of a butthole he is. Terrence Howard of Iron Man 1 and Empire fame, I guess Hustle and Flow, 2, does anyone remember that film, is clinically psychotic. He and his wife spend up to 17 hours a day twisting wire and cut pieces of plastic together in their living room in order to prove that 1x1 equals 2 because reasons. Also enjoys a good wife slapping. John McAfee is suspected of ordering a hit on his neighbor in Belize. He also set in motion the crime against humanity that is McAfee antivirus, though he does claim no attachment to it. John McAfee is certifiably insane. His post-antivirus story is an amazing rabbit hole to dive down. Floyd Mayweather. He has beaten so many ex-girlfriends it's disgusting. I was at the Golden Knights game on Monday and as soon as they showed him on camera everyone started booing. It was heartwarming to see everyone come together like that. People have mentioned a few Elvis things, but no one said anything about how he would meet up with the heads of his fan club, who were primarily underage girls for slumber parties where he allegedly groped them. Apparently Elvis preferred virgins and would refer to them as his little cherries. Marv Albert had a pretty sensational trial about biting a woman, and then it came out that he bit other women. It was pretty crazy crap. Now he's back doing big time NBA games and I can't see or listen to the guy without remembering that crap. The singer of Aerosmith took legal custody of a teenager so he can have intercourse with her and then told her to abort their child. When people found out, he told her to keep her big mouth shut. She said, "Look who's talking." Bill Wyman, Rolling Stones bass player, started dating Mandy Smith when she was 13 and they started sleeping together when she was 14. He was 47 at the time. Johnny Cash was responsible for starting a fire that destroyed a national condor reserve. 49/51 of the birds were killed. He was sued by the state and lost. While playing the father on Growing Pains, 40-year-old Alan Thicke was dating 17-year-old Christy Swanson. The people who make Beyoncé's clothing line are paid 44 cents an hour, which is woefully ironic when you consider her entire thing is about black feminism yet she exploits third world women. The principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Jeffrey Jones, was busted for having child pee and for soliciting teens for child pee photo shoots. He is currently a registered sex offender. It was allegedly associated with Paul Rubens, but they did not find any child pee in his pee stash. Rivers Cuomo, the lead singer of Weezer, has a lot of rumors surrounding him and his love of underage girls. I'm surprised Bryan Singer isn't mentioned, considering he has a pervert party mansion and has been accused of misconduct. He's still pumping out material because I guess that's okay in Hollywood. Eric Clapton wrote Layla mainly about wanting to frick George Harrison's wife. He later went on to write Wonderful Tonight about George Harrison's now ex-wife, who was now Clapton's wife. Also, at the same time, somewhere between 1970 to 1972, that Eric Clapton was thinking about fricking George Harrison's wife, George Harrison was fricking Ringo Starr's wife. Yikes. Kelly married a 15-year-old, made a frick pee tape with a 14-year-old, and has had numerous underage girls accuse him of rape. Dave Chappelle did not forget about this. Does Gandhi count? Sleeping naked with teenage girls, or the classic letting his wife die from a treatable disease because God wills it, then when he gets the same disease he takes the medicine. I forgot to mention that Gandhi seems to nuke every player each time he gets access to nukes. Marcos Alonso, the Chelsea left back, while driving drunk in Madrid, overturned his car, which resulted in the death of a woman who was in the passenger seat. A breath test at the scene showed his alcohol levels to be almost twice that permitted under Spanish law. Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown of Zuzba Mimitar's fame, allegedly wrote Dory McLean based on a true story about a real-life underage fan. It's good to see a Metalocalypse reference nowadays. Allison Mack from Smallville was recently caught and charged with human smuggling, forced slavery, and trafficking children. I don't know why everyone isn't talking about that. It's disgusting. It's been major news. There's already been a bunch of news magazine type shows about it. She's also a C-list celebrity at best, which is why it's like second page news instead of front page news. Theresa May once ran through a field of wheat. I'm a huge fan of his music, but Dr. Dre once beat the living crap out of MTV Raps VJ D Barnes, who is female. You've been visited by the Good Policy Grandpa. You will be blessed with good economics and healthcare, but only if you comment sleep well burner. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.